Obviously, United stand goes back to 1989. You've been in this game for a long old time now. What changes have you seen in how United is supported? And I know that's a big question.
Massive changes. I've stood outside the ground for 35 years. The biggest changes I noticed, Steve, were 93, 94, 95. Actually. So there was a massive change after the World Cup in 1990. A lot of middle class people started being attracted to football. But on the streets, as United got better, there is such a thing as glory hunters. I'd be standing selling United We Stand and with the lads who sold Red Issue, and you're seeing people who've never been to a game of football before coming up. And there's nothing wrong with people starting to go to football at a certain point because stadiums are now safer. Because in the 80s, hooliganism was a massive problem. But you genuinely would have people coming up to you asking you where Old Trafford was, and you're like, it's there. It's literally the biggest football ground in Britain. How can you be so thick that you can't see that? But they are, and they can't. And then I see people going, it's all changed, not a working class game anymore. Well, I'm sorry, come and stand with me. There's still tens of thousands of working class people support Man United. They pay 32 quid to sit on the Stretford end, and they've gone for years. Come on the coaches to away games. Loads of people have gone for decades. So don't swing it. Don't distort the truth either way, because I'm actually stood on the ground and I see what Manchester United's match going fans look like. I go to away games. And the same things have always been true. Got lots of young lads going because they're young and the footloose and the fancy free, and they can go to Brentford all day. And that might be harder to do when you've got a young family. You see a lot of retired people going to games, European games, because they're not working because they've got disposable income. This has always been true for as long as I've gone, and that's not those fundamentals have not really changed. What you have had as the club grew exponentially, and I was going to the pre-seasons in Asia, in South Africa, in the United States, as the Premier League grew, it attracted a whole new fan base. And fine, brilliant, bring it on. I love. If I say now, and I've done this is an example, I'm going to Tehran, I will get 6 to 8 people separately contact me and go, I'd like to meet you for a coffee. I think that is brilliant. Anywhere in the
Yeah,
world, there are United fans, and I love that.
yeah.
And I'm really proud of our massive fan base that you can go everywhere and meet top people. I went to New York in the summer, I met some amazing people with brilliant life stories. And I love that this club, really close to where you and I grew up, gives us these stories. And I've seen the world because of that club. I've been everywhere because of my local football team. And I never take that for granted. But there's a wild side to it as well.
Yeah.
Now, I spoke to one journalist a couple of years ago, an English journalist, a really well known one, and he said to me, I get more abuse off Nigerian Chelsea fans than any other fan base. And I went, what? And it was true. You can get sometimes, you just get mental abuse, or I'd I'll go back at people and go like, look, if you've got a problem, mate, come and meet me. Meet me next week. And then you find out that, the 16 and in Kansas, so it's not going to happen. But that's just a wild thing of social media. There are positives and there are a lot of negatives. I think if you're anonymous and online and angry, um, it's quite easy to vent, and it's much harder in real life to come up and do the same thing. So I do think that the actual atmosphere at the ground is very different to online, because at the ground you're there to support, you're with your friends, you've got other things going on, you're going after the game somewhere. If you're sat at home looking at a screen and you're fuming, then it brings a different reaction, and online can be absolutely crazy. I first saw it, really noticed it. I think I joined Twitter in 2010. 2012, Manchester United had the audacity not to win a league game away at Swansea. And I just saw this online rage. And I'm like, we're top of the league.
Hmm.
We're not going to win every game. This is crazy. Obviously, it's happened loads of times since then. And United did win the league that year. I think Manchester United is an outlet for a lot of very frustrated and angry people. It's like this big sponge to soak in the anger. And even when the team was winning, my dad was always angry with Manchester United. Always. My dad was angry in Barcelona the day after winning the treble. I'm like, we just won the treble. Yeah, it was a shit game, son. We didn't turn up. Yeah, but we've just won the treble. Yeah, but son, that was a disgraceful performance. Yeah, but we've just won the treble. I don't care, son. But he's angry. Really, really angry. And I'm totally different to him as a person. And I loved him. He was my dad. He was a football player. He knew football. But I'm like, where does this anger come from? Where does this frustration come from? Just because Manchester United are not winning every single game and playing absolutely superbly. Where's where's your expectations coming from?
Yeah.
And it can be a reflector of society as well. I get bored of people saying everything used to be great. No, it didn't. Didn't be great. I stood on the terraces at Old Trafford in the 80s where the racism was vile. You don't get that now. Been loads of progress, loads of good things about modern day Manchester United. But again, it's people just vent. You know, people saying to me, ticket price is a disgrace. Well, but they've not gone up for 12 years, mate. I didn't know that. You know, give them the credit when they need it. But then
Yeah.
there are very real issues. You know, I'm saying ticket prices. I'm writing today about my worries about ticket prices because I think it's going to become a much bigger issue. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of. My mum finds it mad because her sons are all football players, or me. I'm not a not a player. Her in-laws, and she just thinks it just warps. It makes really sensible people, turns them into idiots. And
The
she's got a
thing,
point.
yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely. But I mean, the thing with United's fan base, the online fan base as well,
Mm,
factor it all in together, it could, and obviously you're never going to get everyone to agree, but it could be such a powerful weapon, couldn't it? If the majority were all pulling the same way, and rather than have all your different factions shouting each other down, if it
mm.
was, you're not going to, like I say, you're not going to get everyone to just say, okay, we'll all sign this charter, we'll all behave a certain way for 6 months. But it could be harnessed the right way, couldn't it? It's just it needs to
Could
be
be
tapped
much
into.
better. Could be much better, but the social media, the tech giants don't want this. They don't want context and sensibility. They want rage. They want clickbait, and humans fall for it. And it's really sad. I don't think you'll ever get, uniformity among something as vast as Manchester United's global fan base. There's too much anger, and part of it is a societal issue as well. And sometimes I look at United's fan base and think you all actually hate each other. And then in real life, it's totally different, really nice. I stood outside the away end at Brentford last week. Really good experience. Amazing people from all walks of life, from all different backgrounds. And I really celebrate that. I've got Jewish friends who support Manchester United. I've got Arab friends. I've got gay friends. I've got people who are old, who are young, who are posh, who are poor. Brilliant. Love it. Such an amazing social leveler.
Yeah.
And then you go online and you go, oh no. And then sometimes if I've got time, I go, well, what do you mean by that? And they go, oh, sorry, I was just angry. Or people come to me 3 years down the line and say, I'm sorry I said what I said about you. I was not at a good stage in my life and my wife had just left me. All right, but okay, but that's not my fault. So it's an outlet, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it could be a harness for good. And I think the real life support, it is good. It is a positive thing. And you have the ups and downs and the frustrations of any football result. But the fan base is the clubs certainly know how to monetize it. They sell merchandise. The demand for tickets is really high. Um, the positives that I mentioned of being able to go anywhere in the world, or United selling out friendlies in Kuala Lumpur or Hong Kong, I think that's all a positive thing because that might really piss off the local fans as well. I love it that I can go to Ireland or Oslo and know loads and loads of people. And I appreciate them. These people buy my books. They support what I do. And I really respect them. but it's also wild. But it's an online wild, Steve. It's and anonymity just grants
That's it,
people
because
to
you
behave
don't
in a
know,
certain
you don't
way.
know, yeah, you don't know 100% who you are
No,
actually dealing with, do
no,
you?
you don't. You don't. You don't. And it's actually getting worse because there's bots now. I see
Yeah.
people replying to my post, and I think you're not even a real person. And that a lot. You know they're not. You know it's AI. And you
It's
think, am I
terrifying.
going to spend my next hour arguing with a robot or playing in the garden with my daughter? You know what I mean?
I think that one answers itself. Andy, I've taken way too much of your time already. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Always great to catch up. And yeah, good luck. Who knows what's going to happen, but good luck for the season.
All the best, Steve.